all you beautiful book babes. Today we will be continuing our Mafia month. We will be reviewing Forget Me Not Bombshell by Caroline Peckhan. This story really dives into the dark side of the British Mafia. This has a lot of triggers to the point I had to stop reading, but luckily Nicole loved it and finished the book so we can review it for you guys. Stay tuned to find out more about this dark romance. Hello, all you beautiful book babes. I am sorry for the interruption, but thanks to you all, we were able to obtain another sponsor, and this one I'm really excited about. This episode is brought to you by Dr. Ganja. Now, I know CBD and THCA is a controversial topic, but it's something I really believe in, so much so when I was in college, I wrote a whole paper on the topic and how it is so beneficial versus other medications. I even got my professor to convert on their beliefs on the topic. I used this company way before they reached out about being a sponsor. They have so many different products. They have flower, vapes, topical creams, gummies, spa stuff, and so much more. My favorites are their bath bombs, face wash, and their full spectrum sob relief. With having tendinitis in almost all my joints from playing sports growing up, this really helps with the pain in my joint. My husband loves their flower and vape products. He struggles with anxiety, and this really helps him when he's having an attack. We have never gotten a product and not fallen in love with it. If you want to take advantage of this, all you have to do is go to Dr. Ganja, so it's DrGanja.com, and then at checkout use the promo code SMUT, S-M-U-T, for 5% off your order. This is not just a first time order deal. You can use it whenever you order, which is fantastic. My husband already started using the code. Now, please take advantage of this offer. I think a lot of you will benefit from trying it. And you beautiful book babes, enjoy the rest of the episode. Bye! Hello, all you beautiful book babes. We are back for our Mafia. And this is actually a book that I had to stop.
I thought you finished it.
I never finished it.
You never finished it?
I never.
Oh my God, it's such
I
a good
couldn't
book.
finish it. It just, the trigger that is mine cheating, it kind of plays out that way at the beginning, and it full on triggered me, so I had to stop.
Oh, but it's not cheating.
It is. I
could see it, but if you would have just kept reading, you would have realized it's not cheating.
Maybe I'll try it, because I'm off this week. Maybe I'll try it this week. Try to give it a chance.
So yeah, because cheating is one of my big triggers, but yeah, I was able to push through.
So what are we reading?
We're reading Forget Me Not Bombshell by Caroline Peckhan and Susan Valenti. And these authors, they're
pretty twisted.
They are. They're called the Twisted Sisters.
Oh, well, that's spot on.
Yeah, spot on, exactly. And they're known for their Zodiac Academy series. I haven't read that one, but I've read...
What's it about? That sounds interesting.
Zodiac Academy, it's like a school one, but they're magical creatures.
Yes! That is my shit right now.
It's like a 12-book series.
I'm down.
I have the first 5 if you need it. I've never started it. I haven't read that one. The other ones I've read is Dead Men Walking, Darkmoor Penitentiary, which is really fucking good. It's kind of set in the world of Zodiac, so there's the wolves. It takes place in a jail. Fucking awesome. The Harlequin Crew, Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac, and Brutal Boys of Everlake Prep, and The Boys of Center Bay. These are all reverse harms, and I've
read them all.
Devoured them.
Also, if you hear chicks in the background, I am sorry. My chicks are just a week old, and they need their mama, so they kind of have to stay in the office with us while we record. They were quiet for 2 seconds. I finally put them down for their nap, and they were quiet, and I guess are talking. They're like, oh, mommy's talking. Where is she?
Yeah, they're peeping, so you might hear them. But yeah, so all those series were fucking amazing, but so when the Mafia Wars series came out, and they wrote a book in it, I I knew I had to read it, and this book is their book for it. So each book of the series is written by different authors. There's 6 books in total, and they are all connected. You don't have to read them in order, but I did. And their book is book 5 of the series, and out of all 6, there was only one book I really didn't care for. Like it wasn't really anything. It was just the writing. I couldn't stand. I think it was like a third person
Oh my
writing,
God.
and I couldn't stand it. Either way, it was something with the writing. I still finished it. This was one of my favorite books out of the series. They're all RH, like I said. So the female main character is Anya, and then the main characters are Benny, Church, and Frank. Every book in the series starts out the same prologue, just from a different point of view. It starts out 10 years prior to the book's start. All 6 mafia families were meeting in Bermuda to make a deal, but this prologue actually starts before that meeting. It's Benny and his twin brother Danny had something to take care of first. Some guy stole from them and ran away to Bermuda. Now that they were in Bermuda, they went find him to get their payback. Now, about Danny and Benny. Benny is crazy, but Danny is so much fucking worse. And not in the good way either.
Okay.
The plan was to only kill the guy who stole from them, but Danny decided to kill everyone, even the kids. Like I said, this dude, Danny, is not good.
This was a rough beginning.
The beginning was really rough, especially for the wedding.
The wedding,
yeah.
When I started reading that wedding scene, I'm like, what the fuck did Nicole give me? Like, this is fucked up.
It was seriously fucked up. Even I started doubting myself. Like, fuck. Would I like this? But no, the Twisted Sisters are pretty fucking twisted.
Yeah, they're twisted.
Now, they make it to the meeting and they get down to business. They want to put past grudges aside to guarantee their future. So to ensure the bloodshed stops, they plan to mix the families together. Each of the 6 families have daughters to be used for alliances. So they all agree it fits to sacrifice them to end the wars between the 6 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Once the girls are of age, they have to marry the leaders of their family, of the family that chose them.
Their alliance.
Their alliance, yep. So they all draw names from a bowl to determine which family will get which girl. Benny makes a promise to himself that he would be the one to marry whichever girl they get to stop her from being tortured by Danny. Because he knew if she went to Danny, she'd probably end up dead or whatever.
Yeah.
When Benny draws, he gets the Russian bride, Anya. And so the story starts. It jumps 10 years later, and Anya is shoving straws in her sleeping bodyguard's mouth. Fucking love this. As she's trying to get the 15th straw in his mouth, she drops it. Reaching down to grab it, she ends up whacking her face down on his dick, causing him to wake up. And like, this had me...
Forgot that part.
Yeah, it had me laughing so hard, like, even the second time around when I forgot it was in there, and whenever it happened, I just started busting out laughing again. Anya says her cheek feels like his dick is now imprinted on it.
I remember this. Oh my god, this part was funny.
That scene was definitely funny.
Like, yeah, that is a good scene. Like, I think I remember this thinking, oh, it won't be that bad. They had some humor in there. Nope, it's a lie.
It's a lie. It's just to butter you up. No, I love Anya. You could tell, even from the first chapter, she's a little smartass. And I love smartass women. Like, yeah. She's a take no shit kind of girl. And her bodyguard and her are planning on killing her future husband, Danny, before she's forced to marry him. And yes, I wrote that right. Her future husband is Danny, not Benny, as stated in the beginning.
Yep, because, yeah.
Yep. When they finally landed in London, they stood there waiting on Anya's escort. The guy that pulled up was hot, but Anya says he wasn't pink, rubber, and built with 25 different pulsating settings, so he's not my type. And I fucking love that. I'm like, damn.
Her head is so funny when she has those inward thoughts.
Right?
I do love her.
Her thoughts always got me like, fuck yes. This guy, though, was sexualizing Anya, but she wasn't having it. When he tried to get a picture of her ass, she snatched his phone and took a picture of her bodyguard's ass instead. And I was like, there you go. Like, fuck yes. I fucking love her.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when I said they were planning on killing Danny?
Yep.
Her brothers and the bodyguard told her that. They all had a plan to get her free from Danny, but they lied.
Damn.
They told her that to make her complacent and get her on the plane. The bodyguard was leaving. So they were leaving her there with no backup. And she was pissed.
Aww.
Yeah.
Double betrayal.
Exactly. Before Anya can really do anything, Church hauls her up and throws her into the car, which Church is the guy who's picking her up off.
Yeah.
Church is a bit of a peppy flirt the whole time he's with her, though when her headphones die, he offers to get her new ones if she gives him a kiss. When Anya gives in, though, he gets real serious and asks her if she actually thought he would kiss a butcher's bride, but he does take her get new headphones.
Mm.
And whenever they do, there's a scene while they're in the store and he's trying to get just a swap out for the headphones. And he's like, my girl's been listening to these real smutty audiobooks talking about getting railed by a blue alien. And they're quit because she goes along with it and was like, oh, but you liked it whenever I was reading the milking one or whatever. Yeah. Talking about how he was sucking on her teat while she was dressed up as a cow. I love their banter. It was hilarious. The next day, someone picks her up to bring her to the hotel to get ready for the wedding. And when they are getting her ready, Dylan, who is her fairy godmother, as he called himself, tried to put a collar on her. Anya says, fuck no, snatches the collar and flushes it down the toilet. But then Danny Butcher walks in. Danny grabs her by the throat and tells her to grab her collar like the leash bitch she is. But she tells him to fuck him. And so he shoves her head in the toilet, trying to drown her. Anya isn't one to just roll over, though, so as much as he tried to control her, she did fight back.
Which is crazy, because this is the one brother she wanted, right?
No.
She didn't want him, but like...
No, Danny's the crazy one. The one that kills kids and all this stuff.
Oh, okay.
He's the bad one.
Sorry. Yeah. I get them confused. Because they hide for their identity for a second, so I get really confused at the beginning.
Exactly. Their identities are kind of concealed a lot here. But yeah, she fought back until he tied her up and branded her with Butcher going across her butt. Yeah. Yep, he branded her. We finally hear from Benny, though, and it finally comes to his point of view. Benny had been in jail for the last 8 years. Benny had been set up by Danny, and he had taken the fall for a crime he didn't commit. But he was finally being released, unbeknownst to Danny. We get a whole chapter of Benny and Church breaking into some guy's place and stealing something, but we learn that Benny has plans to crash the wedding. When the vows are said and done, Benny, who is now posing as Danny, so from here on out, it's going to be Benny, but everyone thinks it's Danny. Yeah. So even the bride. So even Anya. So from here on out, it's kind of where it starts to get that confusing because everyone refers to him as Danny, but it's actually Benny. So he takes off with Anya, and they leave with Church. Benny, not having the patience to wait, ends up fingering Anya in the back of Church's tiny mini coupe. Anya tries to steal his knife while he's going down on her, but fails. And yeah, he gets her off in the back with Church watching. When they get to the warehouse, Benny fucks Anya, then leaves her. He saw the brand and was pissed off. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know the beginning of the story is kind of rough, especially with the shit. Rough. Because I'm leaving out a lot of stuff, but the shit with Danny kind of got Anya, like, it was worse than what she expected.
Oh, yeah.
So she thought she was going to be protected. Like, that was it, part of the treaty, that the girls were supposed to be protected and taken care of. And she comes here and she's not. None of that's happening. Nope. Danny had told Frank that he was to be up her ass when Danny wasn't riding her ass. Frank is her new bodyguard.
Yep.
Frank, sorry, lost my train of thought. We find out Frank, who used to be Benny's best friend, absolutely hates Benny now because he believes in the setup from 8 years ago. He believes that whatever happened, that Danny set up Benny, that Benny was actually part of it. Like, it was Benny that caused it. He doesn't believe that Benny set him up. Anya is, like I said before, a fighter. So when Frank goes into the room to watch her, she attacks him with a knife. She gets a hit on him, but it doesn't hurt him too badly. Like, I think she was aiming for his throat, but he was able to dodge her, and he cut her shoulder. She cut his shoulder. Church ends up taking Anya shopping, and the banter between them two are amazing. They're both sarcastic smartasses, and they just hit each other with some quick-witted remarks. So anytime there's a scene with them two together, I fucking love it. Benny and Dan has Danny locked up below their warehouse, and Benny pays his brother a visit. Benny saw the brand Danny left on Anya and was pissed. So he went down there to brand Danny with a number 2 to remind him that no matter what, Danny will always be second best when it comes to the two of them. I love Benny because, like, he doesn't even know Anya, but he's like, I'm getting revenge.
Yeah. Fucking love it. He's very territorial.
He is very territorial. He's crazy, but not like Danny crazy. So he's trying to come up with ways to get Anya to forgive him for what she believes he did. Basically, he wants to be forgiven for what Danny did to her. Because right now she thinks he's Danny.
Yeah.
Like, put the collar on her and brand her, all that. Because the only one who knows right now that he's Benny and not Danny is Church. Everyone else, like I said, believes he's Danny. While Anya and Church were out shopping, they were attacked. Church calls Benny to come get them, and when he gets there, Benny takes Anya to another room and she tries killing him with a butter knife. Yeah, that was funny. But Benny tells her he wants her to take her anger out on him, so he lets her hit him and basically get out all her frustration on him. But as Anya is choking Benny, he gets her pants undone and fingers her. And this scene was actually really hot. Because Anya didn't let Benny breathe until he was able to make her come. So, she's sitting there choking the fuck out of this dude. And he knew that she would not let go until she came. And he was all for it. He's like, talking about seeing spots and shit. He's like, I just have to redouble my efforts. And at the end of that, he took the collar off of her. She was smart ass about it. Was like, am I supposed to fucking thank you? Like, yeah, bitch.
Yeah, you're supposed to fucking thank me.
Nope. Fuck that. Back at the warehouse, one of Danny's men named Sykes starts fucking with Anya. And Anya attacked him. Like, he was trying to be sexual with her. He took up her headphones. She's real big into music. And he took her headphones and tried to destroy her headphones, so she attacked him. Frank steps in and gets Sykes out of the house. And Frank and Anya, you could start seeing their bond now, because they both have that connection with music. And yeah, like, he's supposed to be her guard and watching her, but whenever they're alone, he always takes her iPod, she puts on the headphones, and he picks the songs for her. It's a sweet little bond.
They love
share
that.
the music. Yeah. So he picks a song for her to listen to. And this time, though, she starts dancing, and she's dancing up against Frank, who slowly starts caressing her. After a minute, they start talking and sharing bits and pieces of themselves, getting a little bit closer. Frank warns her not to fall for Danny's whatever the fuck.
Facade?
Facade.
Okay.
There we go.
We might be an editor and an author, but we don't word well out loud.
Don't make me speak. So he warns her not to fall for Danny's facade and tells her why he hates both Danny and Benny. And Anya shares a part of her past about watching her father kill her mother. Frank admits to her that she is the first thing in a long time to make his heart beat. And I think Frank, deep down, is a big softie. I believe he's a big softie. Benny decided Church should take Anya out for some sightseeing. It's Church's point of view, and he's all up in his head about Anya. However, it's not long before they run into trouble. And of course, like I said, Anya's a fighter, so she refuses to run, and she stands there while Church fights. Eventually, they do run. They hop into a little taxi, go down to the river. While they're in the taxi, though, Church kisses Anya. After that, they end up jumping off the bridge onto a boat. They escape the people chasing them. But the scene before this, like, with them running and fighting, kind of gets your blood pumping because you don't know what's coming next. But whenever they finally get on the boat, Anya asks him, do you love your boss? And he says yes. Are you loyal to him? He says yes. Then she looks at him and says, then why did you fuck his wife? And then shit gets good.
Yeah. I think this is where I stopped, where I was like, you can't do it anymore.
Yeah. Church ends up tying her hands behind her back with his belt and shoving her panties in her mouth to keep her quiet. And they end up fucking, and it's some hot sex.
Damn.
When they finally make it back, Church tells Anya that he's not going to keep the secret. Church tells Anya that he's not going to keep what happened between them secret. Like, he's going to tell Benny. Or Danny to her.
Yeah.
When they finally make it back, Church tells Benny that they send Anya and Frank off, basically. So he tells Anya to go with Frank and tell Frank what's going on. So we're still in Church's point of view, and Church tells Benny that he fucked Anya and that it won't be the last time that he does it.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, Benny is pissed, and they fight a little, but Benny ends up telling Church that he doesn't get to fuck his wife again unless he's there.
I love that, because he was like, what?
Yeah, exactly, that's exactly what he was like, what?
I was like, what?
So, I knew this was an RH going into it, because all the books are, but when this scene happened, I was like, woo, fuck yeah, it wasn't cheating. While Church was telling Benny that he fucked Anya, he had sent Anya off with Frank, like I said. So when Anya tells Frank kind of freaks. Like, he didn't say anything. He just turned, started punching and kicking shit and throwing things. When he turns back towards Anya, she saw, like, this look in his eyes and just took off running. When he caught her, he had her pinned down on top of a car. But before anything else, someone started calling him. And instead of answering, he held the vibrating phone to her pussy.
Hello.
But Frank is pissed, so he answers the phone after a minute. He takes her back to Benny, and when they get back, Frank kind of steps in front of her to protect her from Benny, who everyone's, like I said, still thinks is Danny. And about this, how Frank hadn't put together that it wasn't Danny is beyond me. Because it goes into, earlier on in the book, it went into, like, their past, and Frank was Benny's best friend.
Yeah.
So, like, how the fuck did you not tell the difference already? How do you not know, like, I don't know. But that's beside the point. That was just a random thought that was like, how the fuck did you not tell?
Yeah.
So Anya refuses to be sorry for what she did with church and tells Benny that to his face. She was like, I'm not sorry about it. When Benny asks to just talk and asks Frank to step aside, Frank is like, no, I'm not stepping aside. So Benny just steps around and tells Anya that he knows he hasn't earned her, but if she wants church, she can have him. She could fuck him, but only when Benny's there.
Watch.
And Anya's fucking mental reply was, oh my god, church is going to be my mistress. And I'm like, what? Yes.
I live for it.
Right? I fucking love Anya. I love her.
Hello, all you beautiful book babes. Sorry for the interruption, but we were able to obtain another sponsor. Today, the show will be sponsored by Podbean. Ever want to start a podcast but didn't know where to start? Well, Podbean is an easy tool to make your podcast a reality. I use Podbean for posting our podcast on several different forums. It even helps me organize our social media for days when I'm too busy editing. It is an amazing podcast tool. Please click the links in the description for your first free month when using Podbean. If you have any issues with the link when you go to get Podbean, just use the code SMUT at checkout. Thank you for all your support, you beautiful book babes.
So I stopped here at 40% because honestly, this book is long and I've barely said anything about this whole story. Like, there's so much more going on that I didn't put in here because it was just so much. Like I said, I'm almost at 5 pages worth of notes and I'm only 40% in. There's stuff with, like, Benny getting his revenge and all that. There's stuff between Anya and Frank I didn't mention. It's seriously a great read, though. Like, if you could
I need to finish it.
If you could push past the fact that she technically cheated on Benny with church.
He forgave her, so I guess it's not.
He gave his approval, right? And like I said, it's RH. It's RH. So
I know.
You knew.
Well, no, I didn't read any spoilers, girl. You just gave me the book, and I was like, okay, I like the same book she does. Let me go. Hey, I'm in. Didn't even read the blurb.
Just jumped right in.
Just jumped right in like an idiot. And then I'm like, okay, that was funny. Okay, yeah, no, I don't like this.
Yeah. Once you get past that, it's pretty fucking good. So Goodreads has this at a 4.25. Overall, I gave it a 5. Smut was a 4.5 because I fucking love the sex scenes in this.
Yeah.
Plot was a 5. Humor was a 4, and emotional was a 4 because there's some fucked up shit. And it's not just this book by the sisters, like, all of their books are pretty fucking good. So even if you don't pick this one, if this one's too dark for you, they have other reverse harems. And like I said, they're twisted sisters.
To be honest, their monster one sounds really good.
Yeah.
I'm down.
It's not really monster, it's more like fae and like dragon shifters and stuff like that.
Oh, I'm still in. Okay. It's still monster to me. I don't care who you are.
But just remember they're twisted sisters, so there's gonna be some fucked up shit in there that's gonna throw you off.
That's fine. I know it. I'm not an idiot this time. I've learned about the authors. I've learned what they write. I'm not an idiot this time. Because that was at a time, I don't know why I did not like spoilers in books at the time.
Yeah.
Now I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll be reading a book, and if it gets too emotionally heavy for me, I have to go find the spoilers to see what happens so that I can calm down and then read it. Like, even though I get the spoilers, it's like, alright, I know this emotion's not going to last for another, 30 chapters. We're good. We're good. But yeah, this is actually a really fucking good book.
Yeah, it sounds good once you get past it.
Yeah.
It's just, it hit that trigger and it just messed me up, man.
Yeah.
Just messed me up. So that is today's episode. And, oh my god, my brain just had a fry moment. I'm doing too many things this weekend, I swear. But that's today's episode. And please make sure that you like, comment, subscribe to the podcast on any forum. We're on YouTube, we're on Apple, we're on Spotify, Podbean. I know that's not a popular one,
TikTok.
but I'm getting there. And then make sure to follow us on social media, as Nicole said. It's Basic Book Babes Podcast. I cannot talk today.
I'm just happy we still have TikTok.
I know. Girl, I was preparing myself for TikTok to be gone, so I stopped going into it. And then I opened it, and you sent me 10 messages, and I was like, girl, I was trying to be prepared not to go on it.
I just had like 10 messages to you.
Oh my god. But yeah, so that, I was like, oh my god, okay. So yeah, we're on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. We don't have to replace TikTok. I'm so happy.
Yes.
that I can get back to social media and posting things for you guys. Be on the lookout for social media. So we're getting a lot of arcs and a lot of authors sending us books. But we like to keep the podcast structured. So we'll have some for the podcast, but some of our arcs I'm just going to post on social media if they're good, if they're bad, just to kind of, it's kind of like you go into a contract with these authors and I feel obligated to do it.
Well, I mean, we could kind of like throw some in there because I know we do certain like themes for month, each month. But like, even if we could just do an episode like, hey, this is an arc from an author. It doesn't go with the theme, but here it is.
Here, special. But anyway, so make sure you follow us on social media, and you beautiful book babes have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye.